All right, Jason and I were talking yesterday.
Oh, boy.
And then we were speaking a little bit more this morning about the Cleveland Cavaliers. And at the 45-game point last season, the Indiana Pacers had the exact same record today as the Cleveland Cavaliers do. They were both 25-20. However, if you guys remember, the Pacers started out the season slow. They were 10-15. When the calendar turned from 2024 to 2025, they were just 16-18. They had a bunch of early season injuries. Tyrese Halliburton was coming back from a hamstring injury. He wasn't fully healthy. They were implementing a new defensive system that did not take hold early in the year. And then right around this point, they caught fire, finishing the season 34-14 and obviously making a run to the NBA Finals before they lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder in 7 games. Jason, I know it's not exactly apples to apples, but do you believe the Cavaliers, this version of the Cavaliers, can be the 2025-2026 version of the Pacers? Slow start, figure things out around this point, and then go on a deep playoff run.
Yeah, I don't know that – we've talked a lot about the Pacers last season. I don't know that that is the reason why. I just think that they're a team that suffered a pretty big blow at the end of last season. I think they've been sort of stuck in purgatory a little bit this year. I think they've been bored at times. I think they've had a lot of injuries. And when they are whole and they are motivated and they are focused, they're still one of the top teams in the East. It's just that we haven't gotten to that point very often this year. And with the injury thing, I just think this is who they are. I think part of the fabric of this team is they've got guys who get hurt a lot, and that's a problem. And so you really, it's not a matter of talent. To me, it's a matter of you just got to hope, and it's really luck. And teams will tell you that. Like, you just got to get lucky sometimes with injuries. You got to hope that they can be healthy at the right time, and they can avoid some of the calves and toes that they've had in April, May, and if they could get to June. So I don't think there's major changes coming with this team. I could be wrong. With the deadline's coming, I don't see a ton of moves for them to make.
What could they do?
Yeah, I don't. I think they are who they are. That I've said before, when they made the Hunter trade last year, that sort of cast the die for last year and this year. Maybe they make a minor move with Lonzo's contract, but I think that they just need to hope that they're healthy at the right time. The Indiana thing was such an anomaly and really sort of came out of nowhere last year. This is a good basketball team when they want to be, and we've seen that, and we know that it's in there. So to me, it's just a matter of just getting through the mud of the regular season and hope that they are healthy and motivated at the right time. I know that's a really lame answer, but the more I watch these guys, that's just how it feels.
You know, if you would have asked Indiana Pacers fan, like my first reaction is to say, no, of course they're not going to be the Indiana Pacers. But I'm sure if you asked Indiana Pacers fans that question at the same time last year, they would have never said, yeah, we could go to the finals and lose in 7 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So anything's possible. In fact, the Cavs are, you would argue, are more likely because the Cavs have been a better team leading up to this than the Pacers had been leading up to what happened last year. And the East is weaker than it's been in forever. So, yeah, anything's possible. As down as I've been on the team, it's possible they can make a run to even get to the finals. I just don't think anybody in the East is that good. I'm not picking the Cavs to get to the finals, but could they? Sure. The Knicks and Pistons that good that the Cavs couldn't possibly beat them in the playoffs?
Nope.
Probably not. Now, yes, can they beat Oklahoma City or Denver or whatever? I doubt it, but, you know.
The last year LeBron was here, I would come on your show like leading up to the playoffs, and I was like, listen, guys, I got nothing. They could go out in the first round. They could make the finals. Nothing would surprise me with that team. I kind of get that feeling with this team. They could go out in the first round. They could go to the finals. Like, it's so hard to get a gauge on who they are.
This is so.
The only difference I'll say real quick is that you're right. But with LeBron, you knew there was a chance they could win it all if they got to the finals.
Absolutely. Well, that Golden State,
you give
unlikely.
them a puncher's chance.
Unlikely.
You would give them a better chance than you would give this team if they got to the finals, wouldn't you?
Depends who they're playing.
Okay, fair.
This reminds me of like the Tournament of Power. This is some Dragon Ball Z stuff. Mm-hmm. See, we know you got Goku, right? Obviously, Donovan Mitchell was Goku. He seems to
obviously.
You pulling it out, you know what I'm saying? You pull it, he does what he needs to do in the end of the game. No matter how bad he's beat up, As long as you have Goku, you have a chance to beat somebody, right? He's the protagonist. But the problem is, he's not really the strongest. The strongest should be Gohan. But Gohan's personality is messed up. He always running around here. He ain't got no fight to him, no dog in him.
Yeah.
Gohan got to see everybody get beat up and die before he get mad and want to do something. That's Evan Mobley.
Yeah.
Evan Mobley has to be Gohan, and to beat a Cell and to beat one of the strongest characters in Dragon Ball Z universe, you need Gohan to go Mystic. You need Gohan to have a rage boost. And look at Evan Mobley right here with his rage boost. Look at his drop step. Where is all this swag at in the second half? He does this in little small arcs. He beats up all these other dudes. He does this against the Ginyu Force. But he does not do this well against Frieza. Where were you at, Gohan? What were you doing? So what we need is we need him to get his thing together. And by the way, we might have found another tertiary character. I think your boy, Jaylen Tyson, is the new Piccolo. Jaylen Tyson.
Obviously.
Jaylen Tyson's a dog, right?
Yeah.
Piccolo is going to get it done. He's not the strongest. He's not going to be, he don't got all of the great attacks. But one thing Jaylen Tyson does, look at that. Look at the field goal percentage.
Yeah.
He is the new and improved Josh Hart. I always wanted a Josh Hart character, but he's actually taller than Josh Hart. And by the way, shoots better than him. And I think he's going to be one of them characters that if you look at during the playoffs, you say, well, the Cavs is balling right now.
He's not as good as Josh Hart, though, is he?
Man, I'm taking Jaylen Tyson.
Mike, what do you say about that?
They're both listed at 6'5".
No, not their height. I mean, I said he's not as good as Josh
He's
Hart.
on a trajectory.
He has a chance to be a better player. He's
Oh,
already
yeah?
a better offensive
Yeah.
player.
Right now, I would take Josh Hart right now.
Yeah.
But Josh Hart, I think, was a better rebounder.
Yeah.
But Jaylen Tyson, to me, he's growing every single day. Like, to me, like, and this is the guy who
Josh Hart's never had an offensive game like Tyson does right now.
This is coming from the guy who likes Imani Bates. And when I see now watch this. When I said, oh yeah, Jaylen Tyson, he got him already. Like his game is already, he's grown man strength. He understands the game. He can dribble, he can shoot. He's a glue guy. And I love his comments when he's talking about, hey, listen, we need to be playing hard. Yeah. That's the dude where you look up in a series, he'd be like, Donovan and Darius didn't do much today, but Jaylen Tyson killed us today. Yeah. And if Jaylen Tyson is killing you today and you still can get what you can get out of Mobley in a certain 3 or 4 game series, Cavs can do something.
Let me ask you guys something.
Hang on. I feel like I just listened to The Puppy Lost Its Way.
Yeah.
And with the Dragon Ball, I have no idea what he's talking about.
No clue.
The crazy part is somebody is going to decode this on the internet and be like, that's the craziest.
It is crazy.
That's the craziest story I've ever heard.
The only person here that might understand it is Anthony. Does Anthony? No?
Did you get G. Bush's Dragon Ball Z references?
Yeah, kind of. I don't really know Dragon Ball Z, but it was good enough.
I get it because you kind of translated it.
I translated it a little bit. I need to just flesh it out a little bit more.
But let me ask you guys this question that has nothing to do with the Cavs, about the NBA.
Okay.
Why does the league continue to allow Rich Paul to bully them?
What you mean? I want to get to what you mean.
I never heard of such
now you thought I was off. Where did this come from?
Rich Paul.
Let's keep it pushing.
Yesterday, Rich Paul said, "I want Unibrow out of Dallas in the next week," and they're going to kowtow to him because they always do. What has happened here that he's allowed to bully an entire league?
I don't know that he bullies an entire league. I think he's really good at what he does. He got 80.
Isn't it amazing that he's good at because he basically got started because he was LeBron's friend, right?
That's how he got to start, but
he's great at it.
Hey,
I have a ton of respect.
His skills, bro.
For what Rich
you don't think he bullies the league,
bro? He got a deal.
I think he's good at what he does.
He works for the players and he gets the players what they want. That's what he's supposed to do.
Rich was. I had conversations with Rich a long time ago about this where he would have other agents tell him, enjoy it now. You'll be out of the league when LeBron's out of the league.
Right.
And that fueled him.
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
Big time.
Yeah.
And he is the most powerful agent in the NBA.
I think he's the most powerful agent in sports. Scott Boras, obviously, is big in baseball, but, Boras doesn't get away with the stuff he does.
Jimmy Sexton runs college football. Runs it.
Yeah. Okay.
He married Adele. Simple as that. It's out of here.
Yeah.
When you get that off, and you come from like East Cleveland, you've already won, bro. What are you talking about?
It is impressive.
He pulled AD out of New Orleans and said he's going to the Lakers, and by
happened.
God, he went to the Lakers.
Yeah.
And it went down.
And they gave up a lot.
Yeah.
And the Lakers still won that trade.
He did.
what do you
LeBron's fan. You say what they want about it. Like, them dudes is wildly successful in their own rights and endeavors.
Yeah.
They do restaurants and shows, and he became the most powerful.
Yeah.
You don't do that because you're somebody's friend. You do that because
you're right.
The opportunity
they got handed a lottery ticket.
Yes, and they took advantage of it.
And they decided, am I going to scratch this or am I going to invest this?
And then multiplied it, and then gave back the investment.
Yeah.
Like, here you go, dog.
And Maverick has built up an incredible career for himself in L.A., and Rich has done unbelievably well. I got a ton of respect for what those guys built, man. It's really impressive. Like, for people who really know what they did and how it's really impressive what they built.
And also with Clutch, real quick,
Yeah.
they're in the coaching side of things too. It's not just players,
Right.
And they do a really good job at helping their coaching clients
I
navigate.
hear
through
you,
some
and
of
I
these
get it.
treacherous
And
waters.
I'm not saying he's not good at his job. The way the NBA is run is just
It's very
bad
much
for the fans.
Yeah. I mean, Adam has probably swung it too far into the players' empowerment era or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that, but I don't know that I'm going to say Rich is bullying the league. I just think Rich is really
He's just
good
good
at what
at
he
business.
does.
Like the business,
Like, Anthony Davis is going to get traded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give him credit for
That's
that.
business. The business side is business, right? Like, you know what I mean? You look at the three leagues. Baseball's business is different from basketball's business, different from football. But the thing about it is, everybody just keep getting richer. Everybody keep ain't no TV deals going down. Ain't everybody keeps getting more money.
That's true.
This is a topic for another day, and I need to do more digging on this, but I think the bubble's going to burst with the NBA. There was a big.
Well, you've got bad players that get huge contracts all the time, more than in any other sport.
I'm watching these owners get out,
Yeah.
and owners that I never thought would sell, and I'm like, something's up.
And you're not seeing that as
what
much
is
in the other
going on?
sports. Yeah.
No.
I mean, when you got be honest, it's a lot of people making a bunch of money, and you start to ask yourself, okay, the Cavs is the most expensive team, right? Are they the best team? No. So that's business. We can let you we'll let you pay them as much as you want.
And the Browns are the most expensive team. And they're even worse.
Are they the best? No.
They spent $1 billion in 4 years, I think it was.
Oh my God!
But the Dodgers are the most expensive team. Are they the best team?
Yes.
Yes.
But the Mets are the second most expensive team, and they're not.
a mess.
And they're in trash.